friends, and welcome back to the best Christmas yet. It is finally Christmas in July. I've been waiting for this all year. This is when I start getting absolutely 100% organized for Christmas. And I know that that sounds absolutely crazy, but in order for me to be organized and to have a fantastic Christmas, I have to start early. And what is Christmas in July? Christmas in July on this channel is the time when we get free printables and we set up our Christmas planner so that we can start getting all of our Christmas ducks and baubles and stars and angels and mince pies in a row to have the best Christmas yet. All throughout July, there will be one video a week, and on the blog, there will be free printables to help you to set up a Christmas planner and to give you all the printables you'll need and prompts that you need to make sure that you have everything planned and everything ready well in advance. So come Christmas, you're smug in the knowledge that Christmas is definitely well and truly in hand. So what you're going to need to do is print off this week's printables from the blog, and get yourself a file, and probably a hole punch would probably be helpful, and then let's get started. Hello everybody, and welcome to my Christmas planner. As you will see, I've taken the liberty of wrapping my file up and making it look pretty. I've used some tape that I had from my stash, some Christmas wrapping paper, and some, this is scrapbooking paper from the Carter Bella Christmas Market scrapbooking set. This is some of the stickers that came with it, as well as that tree. And these are some foam letters I got from B&M last year. Inside the front cover, I've got an envelope that I've just turned over and stuck down so that I can put my receipts in here. Another picture from the Carter Bella set and some embellishments from my stash. When I start my Christmas planning, I like to do a Christmas review. So I like to cast my mind back over the previous Christmas and think to myself, what went well, what didn't go so well, what foods did we enjoy, what did we really not like, that, you know, what was really gross, which gifts were a hit, which gifts weren't a hit, what did we forget to buy but really needed. Those are really important questions, and we can learn from Christmases past to help us to have a more successful Christmas in the future. Two very important questions that I feel are, actually three, that are really relevant, and that's some things that we possibly don't think about, is what experiences would we like to have as a couple? We often think about other people when we come to Christmas. We think about what will the in-laws like when they come over on Christmas Day. You know, do they prefer roast potatoes, or do they prefer Brussels sprouts or broccoli? We think about all the things that we want to plan for the children and the fun, but we don't necessarily think about how we want to spend time together as a couple. We shouldn't neglect our sweeties when it comes to Christmas, and I think it's important that we remember and try to set aside a little bit of time for something special if possible. And also, the other two questions are, how can I make Christmas enjoyable for myself, and how can I carve out some time for myself this festive season, and how will I spend that time? Guys, it's your Christmas too. We spend so much time planning Christmas and trying to make it great for everybody, but what about you? I would love to know that you have had some, you know, while it's been busy and stressful and Christmas has been, you know, a wild dash, I would also like to know that, you know, you're taking some time for yourself, whether it's going to go and get your hair done and your nails done for the Christmas party or anything like that, or, you know, you've carved out some time so that you could go and sit in your favorite coffee shop with a book and a festive latte. That's important, guys. Get it down so that you can also remember and also make plans to ensure that your Christmas is also a good time for you. I just wanted to show you quickly, if I may, these beautiful ladies. Now, you'll find that the sort of theme for this Christmas's planner printables was that sort of retro 1950s, 1960s look. And these images are all stock-free images online. Isn't she gorgeous? Don't know if you can see her well. They're all images that you can find online, and they're all sort of that sort of nostalgic crooners sort of Christmas images that I just love so much. So you'll find that all the colors and all the pages that I've done are sort of trying to bring back that sort of 1950s, 1960s retro vibe. There were 2 pages that I put in this planner at the request of some of the members on the Best Christmas Yet Facebook group. And this is one of them. This is the Don't Forget page, asked for by a lovely member. I won't say her name, I don't want to embarrass her, but she's asked for this page, so it's in here. And the other one is coming up. The next one is your Christmas calendar pages for 2021. I'm going to turn the page and you're going to think I've lost my mind. But don't worry, I'm just as sane as you are. Or, as it were, we're planning Christmas in July. We're all mad here. A Christmas card that I received from a friend I've plucked here. Right. July 2021. No, I've not lost my marbles, my love. The reason why I have calendar pages here from July until December is because when we're planning for Christmas and we're doing things like making Christmas gifts or planning Elf on the Shelf or doing any of the things that we need to get done, they don't just happen somehow magically all at once in November. You can't crochet blankets for each one of the grandkids on your list or each one of your sisters and their kids in November. This helps you to plan out all the details that go along with Christmas. So you can plan out here, maybe in July you want to crochet the blankets for the 2 new babies. And then in August you want to make some homemade jam using blackberries that you've got from the hedgerows. You want to make sure that you've got that done in August, because that's when the blackberries are out, July, August. You can plan in here making your Christmas cards. You can plan in when items have been ordered for Christmas, whether that's craft supplies or whether that's gifts. You can plan in here shopping trips to go and get Christmas gifts. This is where you're going to plan Christmas. The dates are important and it helps you to spend your time wisely so Christmas doesn't sneak up on you. That's the whole concept behind Christmas in July, is to make sure that we have Christmas in the bag and so that Christmas doesn't sneak up on you. So I've just decorated these with some pretty little stickers that I had in my planner stash, and I've decorated each page. You can keep them blank if you like, up to you. The next section is the list section. Now I've just cut out the pictures from one of these pages of the printables, and I've stuck them onto mirror board or scrapbooking paper or something like that, and added some embellishments just to give it a bit of pizzazz for Christmas. You might like to just stick that blank page, the list page, straight into a plastic sleeve. That's up to you, but I just jazzed mine up a bit. I found this list online and I thought it was quite handy. It is a Christmas photo checklist. Now, there's just loads of little reminders here of, you know, when to take a photo. And I know that sounds a bit weird in this day and age of us taking pictures of everything, but it's just lovely to have those kinds of pictures. Like gifts for friends ready to have out, dressed up as nativity characters, Children asleep on Christmas Eve. Oh my goodness, that would be a lovely picture. Playing in the snow, kids in line waiting to see Santa. Putting the star or the angel on top of the Christmas tree. Those are special moments and we need to remember them and document them if possible. So that's just a reminder. I'll try and link that printable down on the blog. I'll try and link this down below and put a link to it in the blog. Next, we've got all sorts of lists. Our festive bucket list of things that we'd like to get done, what they may cost, and whether we've booked them and what date we've planned them for. Again, those dates go into your calendar section. You can put reminders in your calendar section to say in like, I don't know, August or September to start looking at Christmas venues for going to go and see Santa. That's what the calendar is for, and this list here is to remind you of all the things you might like to get up to, whether that's going to go and choose a Christmas tree, going for a walk in the woods, going to go for a drive to see the Christmas lights. Anything like that is in here and it can be planned from here. This is a page for mum's plans to relax. This is where you're going to put your dates and your treatments you want to get when you go to the salon to get ready for your Christmas work event. This is where you're going to write down the books that you want to read, the Christmas romances, anything like that. This is for mum to relax. Please fill in this page. You deserve it. You are worth it. You need it. Leftover supplies list, guys. I bet you that there is stuff left over from last Christmas that can be reused this Christmas. We're talking gifts, gifts, bows, tags, wrapping paper. There might be some gifts that you didn't give out last Christmas or you bought extras because you thought you might need them. Get those out. Paper plates, paper napkins, crackers, things like that. You have got stuff waiting to be used. Do not buy more. We're trying not to get ourselves into debt over Christmas. You can reuse those items and, you know, nobody's going to know they were from last year and nobody's going to care. So use them up so we can save money. We do not want to get ourselves into credit card debt this Christmas. That is what we're trying to avoid. So write down those leftover supplies and then make a list of the supplies you got on sale. Because remember, the idea is not to buy more wrapping paper come October or November when you've already bought wrapping paper for 50p a roll on the sales. So write down everything you got on the sales so that you can make use of those items and not forget them and then therefore waste money. Here's your festive cleaning list. I know a lot of people like to do a top to bottom cleaning list. This is to get you planned and this is to get you all organized. And look at that, delegated to. Rope the family in. They also live there. They can also help. If they want to decorate the tree, they help to clean. That's how it works in this house. Festive cleaning is definitely one of those ones that we've got in here in case you need it. Master to-do list. Look at that Santa, isn't he sweet? Master shopping list for batteries. This is the page one of our other members asked for. Sorry, this is the other page that one of our members asked for because she always forgets the batteries. So here you have the quantity of the batteries you need, the battery size, the shop you get them from, and whether or not you've bought them. Keep yourself organized with your batteries. Here's the master shopping list for gifts, your master shopping list for food. Of course, I've only put one page in here, but you can put, you know, you can print off as many of these pages as you need if your food list is longer or shorter. You can print off as many as you need. Master shopping list for decor, for craft supplies, for the elf on the shelf, because you know sometimes the elf brings little treats and things. Write those down here so you don't forget to get them. A North Pole breakfast or North Pole meal, write that down here. A master shopping list for sundries, little things that you might forget, little things you don't, you know, that don't necessarily fit into any of the other categories, write that down here. An online order tracker so that when you've ordered items, gifts or craft supplies, etc., you can write down here when you purchased them, when they were delivered. Put them on the calendar as well. That might be quite handy just to have a visual overview. Here is the second most important page in the whole planner. It's the Christmas non-perishables list. Now the idea is that every Christmas there are generally things that you buy every single year. So whether that's chestnuts, whether that's tubs of chocolates or candy canes or hot chocolate or mini marshmallows for your hot chocolate station, things like that. There are things that you will be buying every single year without a coconut, okay? So the idea is that from about September to December, you're buying a few of these items each and every week and putting them aside in your cupboard, in your Christmas food pantry, like I like to call it, or your Christmas cupboard, so that it spreads the costs of the extra sort of feasting and merriment over the December period. Otherwise, December can be one of those times when money just seems to fly out of your wallet every time you open it. So, put a couple of these things in your trolley each and every week, tick them off the list, and then, make sure that you've got them so you don't buy more in December, but it helps to spread the cost a bit. And there's my list, and there's one for you. You can take the items off here that pertain to you and write them here. You can add your own. But it just helps to make sure that you've got all those non-perishables put aside and you've helped to spread the cost just a little bit. Here's a list for your festive clothing needs. Every year at school, the kids do a Christmas jumper day, and then you have to bring money in for charity or things like that. Some people like to dress up in their best frock on Christmas Day or buy a special dedicated Christmas Day frock. You might want to put down those clothing needs here so that you don't forget about them and you can buy them on your travels. Next, the budget section. This is the first most important section. We want to make sure that we don't go into debt over Christmas, and it is so easy to go into debt over Christmas. Shops rely on us impulse buying, so we need to set a budget. Here I've just put this pretty divider. Here I've just put this pretty divider on some scrapbooking paper and added some diamantes. We need to budget. Put down your expense, the budgeted amount that you put, and how much you actually spent. Now, it might be that when you write down how much you actually spend, you actually wince. But it will be useful to help you for next year's Christmas planning and budgeting, because sometimes these things cost a little bit more than we were anticipating. And that's when you can easily go into credit card debt. So get your budget done, make sure that you stick to it as much as possible, and make sure, if you can, that you're spreading the cost throughout the year. This is why I definitely am an advocate of having a separate dedicated Christmas bank account where you have a direct debit with money going off into the account every month. Whether or not you use all of that money that you're saving every month or not is irrelevant. You can take some of that money. If you don't use all of that money that you put aside for Christmas, you can use it in the Christmas sales to buy perhaps some decorations that you've really loved and you've wanted. You can keep the money for next year, or you can buy yourself a treat, or maybe use it towards your holiday. It's up to you. Having a budget, having a dedicated Christmas bank account, and being sensible with your money and not getting into credit card debt means that you can really take away a lot of the stress for Christmas. There's a tag I made when I was doing some Christmas scrapbooking and what is that thing called? Christmas altered books. The next section is going to be for next week. This is the first section we're starting with next week, crafting. We've got loads more. Gifting, we've got deck the halls, we've got Christmas cards, all sorts of beautiful, beautiful pages to help you to plan your Christmas and make sure that you have everything ready so that you can have a relaxed, chilled Christmas. That's the video for this week. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because you need to watch this space. There's loads of more Christmas content coming up. There's loads more free printables and loads more fun stuff coming up. Also, if you hit that notification bell, you won't miss next week's video and next week's free printables. The printables will be on the blog and you can download them for free, but you don't want to miss out. So don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and until next time, friends, keep calm and be merry.